Let me clean the screen. Rhymed. Bars. Hi. Hello, everyone. It's Dutchess. Nobody's here yet, but hi. I'm Dutchess. For those of you who don't know me, this is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and I do lots of stuff here, but we are live, and we're going to do a pick a card. And I see some hearts coming in. I just gotta wait for the chat to catch up and for YouTube to catch up with everybody coming in. Hi, Shelly. Hey, hun, so happy to see you. Happy to see you too. Hi, Mads. Hey, Duchess, love you. Love you too. Hi, guys. People are starting to come in. Hi, Sarah. Hey, you Duchess. Hi. Hi, Laura. What's up, guys? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Please like the video so more people get notified. All right, more people coming in. Hi, baby princess. What's up? What's up, guys? Look at my little wreath necklace. It's a crystal. And my crystal lady made it. And I love it so much. It's so cute. And I'm going to wear it until after New Year's because I'll wear my little... Hi, Taylor. How you doing? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wow. Please like the video so more people get notified so we can get some moderators in here and everything. Oh, hi, baby Pico. Speaking of moderators, hi, Dutchie. Hey, everyone. Hi. Is the live going to be posted on your channel to look back on? Yes, it will. Yeah, I'm going to post it back. I just wanted to go live because I had so much fun going live in Florida, and I just haven't. Hi, Arrington. It's going to be fun to chat tomorrow. Arrington booked a spiritual counseling, and she's been with me for a while now, so it's going to be fun. We're going to get to do the whole Zoom thing. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Good. Hi, Cassie. How you doing? How are things? How are things? It's funny, I just thought of you because I was like looking at my carpet, I was vacuuming, and I was like, ugh, that's where I spilled my smoothie. Spilled my entire fucking smoothie in the middle of our session. Hi, Goddess of Makeup. Hi, I love you. I love you too. Yeah, so I just had fun going live last time, and it was well received. I haven't had a chance to answer the comments yet because, you know, it's the holiday season. Everything's crazy. All these, like, family obligations and holiday obligations and stuff. Okay, so I've been realizing that I need to better time management, and so, like, I need to have a better balance with, like, because I realize I, like, put too much of myself into my work and into my family, and then there's, like, nothing left for me. And, like, it just makes me angry even saying it out loud because I'm such a little angry nugget. Like, I don't mean to be, but I am. And, so, like, it made me realize, like, coming up in this new year, I need to set better boundaries with my family because I have all these gray hairs from this last year from my fucking family. I love them, but fuck. It was one of the most stressful years of my life because of my family, mostly. And I'm not doing that again going into 2024. I cannot do that. So I gotta set way better boundaries with my family. And then I will have more to give to work, and I'm gonna have a better schedule. I'm gonna get more organized with what I'm putting out there. And then when I stop freaking bending over backwards for everybody but myself, then I will be able to put time into myself and Cornica and my fish and my snails and everything, because unfortunately all of us end up lacking, and the person who ends up lacking most is me because, you know, when you're in charge of, I know I don't have a kid or anything, but I am in charge of Cornica. I am her sole caretaker. I am in charge of this home. I am its sole caretaker. I am in charge of my 3 fucking fish. I am their sole caretaker, and it's not as easy as you think to keep fish. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, there's still work. And I am in charge of this entire business alone. I am the sole caretaker, but I'm also the sole caretaker of me. And so I just need better time management, and like I need to not be so stressed by my family anymore. So, and this is just a little side note. Lately, I've been thinking, like, I am so fucking tired of being the bigger person. Like, I don't know about y'all, but there were so many instances over the holidays where I just had to sit back and be the fucking bigger person, and I'm so sick of it. But then I, like, really sat with that, and I was like, with great power comes great responsibility, and if I want to have power, and if I want to have opportunity, and I want to have resources, I have to be the bigger person, because I cannot allow those resources to change me negatively, because people say that money just amplifies the person you already are. And that's why a lot of people fear money, because they fear that it will amplify who they are through a state of corruption. So I am forced in all these situations to be the bigger person, because if I want great power, there's great responsibility. Spider-Man. There's great responsibility that comes with that. So I don't have a choice. If that's what I want, I have to be the bigger person. So, yeah, let me see what you guys are saying. 31 people in here. Nice. Drawing boundaries with family in 2024. 100%. Like, 2024 is the year of Dutch. And, like, I just have to put myself first. Like, I have to be there for Nikki. No, like, nobody's going to be there for me like me, and I don't have a choice. Like, if I want to succeed, if I want to grow, if I want to, like, function in a healthier way, if I want to not go gray, which I don't want to go gray, I gotta stop. Like, it's my own fault. I get angry, I get worked up, I get upset, and I keep freaking martyring myself for my family, and I can't do it anymore. Like, but I do still have to be the bigger person. So in order to be the bigger person, there has to be boundaries set around putting myself first. And it made me realize too, like, other than when I was having my mental breakdown and I was, like, not mentally well, I was, like, sick. Like, I think people who don't have severe mental health issues don't realize that it's, like, a true illness. Like, it truly is, like, it's the same kind of debilitating that you'd be if you were physically ill, but it's different, you know? But it's still debilitating. Like, other than that period of time when I was really suffering and needed more time and attention, I'm always the take a back seat, let everybody else make the choices. Oh, I'm just here for the ride. Nikki's easygoing. Nikki's kind. Nikki's giving. She doesn't mind doing this. She doesn't mind doing that. Of course she'll do this for you. Of course she'll do that for you. Of course she'll do it for free. Not next year. I can't. Like I said, I'm not trying to go gray, and I can't take another year like this year that I just had. So maybe you feel the same. Yay, you finally made it to a live. Oh, that girl ended up talking shit, by the way. My friend came clean. I told you. I rarely miss. You got your book of herbs? Good. Literally put it on my bucket list, especially with the toxic ones for me. Finally made it to live. Yay. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, I'm going to do just the same. I couldn't be the bigger person this holiday. I literally called someone toxic out, and no one else would. It was just too much. And I think there's, like, a difference. Like, it's hard, especially, too, because I come from a family that's like, we don't talk about that. And it's, like, so annoying. And I think that sometimes you do have to call people out to be the bigger person. Like, why is it always the idea that, like, the bigger person has to lay down and freaking be the doormat for everybody else? It's not fair, you know? So I missed you. I missed you guys too. I gotta respond to all your comments. Hi, Annie. Hi, I have presents on the way to you. Oh, thanks. Thank you. That's really sweet. Hey, Dutch. Love you. Love you too. I've been waiting for another live. Well, you made it. Greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so I will mention one thing and then we'll get into abuse is not tolerated in 2024. Abuse is not tolerated. Putting ourselves last is not tolerated. Getting around to our self-care or our coping skills is not tolerated. Self-sabotage is not tolerated. Not valuing ourselves is not tolerated. Like, I'm just not doing it. I just can't and I won't. I can't and I won't. Just like, whoa. Just like in The Parent Trap when she's like on the phone and she like doesn't want to leave England and she's like, Annie, I can't and I won't. And then she like takes I always thought the coat she was wearing was so funny when she's like in the closet and she like takes the candy and she's like, I'm sorry, you're breaking up. Slams the phone down and she comes out and she's like, old camp ritual, talk to your friend in a closet. I gotta watch that movie. So good. My like favorite part is when she comes in and it's like bad to the bone and she like licks her and poke her and then she has to like, I always thought that was so funny that they took her clothes like as a little, just imagine little Dutch, like I'm half naked most of the time. I wish I was naked all the time. I just don't like the feel of clothes. Like, come on. This band is like in my guts. Thank God I'm not alive in a time where I have to wear corsets. I'd throw myself off a pier or something in my giant dress and be like, sayonara, suckers. Sorry, that was morbid. Anyway, but yeah, little Dutch, when I saw her, like, they stole her clothes, I was like, tee, you know? I've never caught, hi Celeste, I've never caught a live. I've been watching you for years. It's our lucky day then. I feel you with that. Hey, what's up? Hi. Made it to the live. Saying hi from holiday in Bali, Indonesia. Have fun. Love it. Yeah, so what we're going to be doing in the new year is we're going to be doing, sorry, I just burped, but I kept my mouth shut. Anyway, for the new year, on New Year's Eve evening, we're going to be doing a private live and we're going to be doing a journaling. And we're going to be journaling everything that we are leaving behind in 2023. I have quite an extensive list and the list is still building. Hi, Rose. Hi, Lena. I love that movie and I remember you bringing it up before. LOL, it's always funny. Hey, Dutch. Hi. Yeah, we're going to do a prayer in a minute and then we're going to read. But so we're going, we can, hi, Teresa. We can, we'll definitely pray. We'll pray when we do our journaling, but we're going to do a journaling where we like write down everything we're leaving behind in 2023. And then we're going to do what are we putting in its place? So like, what do we have space for now that we're leaving that behind? And then we're going to do some, like, we're going to process it subconsciously with, like, some little tricks and tips I have for activating the subconscious. And then we're going to do a little meditation in the 5th dimension. And if you did the OG 5th dimensional meditation with the with the elementals, where we basically went to like these spas and we got like the treatment from like the unicorns and centaurs and fairies. We went to these like hot springs and we like it was like the Wizard of Oz, like when they go to the Emerald City. We went there and we just got all like cleaned up like energetically, and then we all like came together and like held space for each other and healed each other. So that's what we're going to be doing on New Year's Eve, if you want to join that. And yeah, I'm sure Lizzie will be here eventually and she can start putting links. Is it on love the 2024 forecast was so cool. Is it on Patreon? No, so this one I'm not gonna put on Patreon. This is gonna be a separate thing. Yeah. Stop, I love the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it was so cool. Like, we first went through, like, the gateway to get to the 5th dimension with all the elementals, which was so neat. And then, like, once we got there, they kind of surprised us with that. Like, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And then, so we went to these, like, I can see it very vividly in my mind. It's, like, crazy. It's, like, plants everywhere. Like, big plants, canopies over us, like, poles with, like, plants and flowers on them, and then there were like these big rectangular baths, and they were one after the other, but there's like plants and grass and foliage and flowers like surrounding all of it, and then you like get in the tub, and then there's like unicorns and centaurs and fairies and stuff, and they all come over and they like add stuff to your water, or they like pull stuff out of your, like, say you hurt your shoulder and there was like some black energy in there, they come and they like pull the black energy out. And hi Allie, I was literally just thinking of you because I thought of when I'm so happy you're here. I miss you. I miss your energy. Thank you for putting the link. But I was thinking of you because Allie is so cool, because Allie sees the shit before I even say it. And also, like, one time I saw a past life of Allie's that she had seen before. Like, she had seen it in her dreams. And then she got the past life reading with me. Like, it's so wonderful working with clients who are open, because Allie is like, she just trusts me. She's so loving. She's so kind. She's so open. So like, when you're open, the magic works so fast and so easily, because magic is like water and it's going to take the path of least resistance. So thank you for putting the links. So it's like we did one spell for her petitioning a storm god, and she like sent me this message, like, I think it was either the same day or a couple days later, and they had like a freaking haboob, which is like a crazy storm where she's from. She's like, I can't believe it, because when you're open to receive and when your heart's really in it, like, the magic just moves so fast. But yeah, Allie, one time when we went to the 5th dimension, I think it was this time, I opened the door and these little mushroom people walked by. They were so cute. They like walked by and like looked up at me, which Baby Pico is a mushroom person. Remember I had that dream where Baby Pico was following me around in like mushroom person form. So in a past life, I believe you were a little mushroom guy or gal, or person, I don't know. But so we opened the door and immediately these little mushrooms went scurrying by, and she saw them before I even mentioned them, and then I mentioned them, and then she was like, what? I don't know, it's just really cool. Yeah, right? The mushroom people. And then you got and then she got little mushrooms. On my Instagram, I made her these, like, she asked for these custom little mushroom people, and she had given them like cookies and like snacks and stuff, so I put cookies and snacks all on the Orgonite mushroom people to put with her plants. I'm gonna be making more Orgonite in 2024. Like, I just want to get back on my grind. Like, I feel like this last year has been all about me crying about my family and like life changes, and like I'm all cried out. I just want to focus back on work. Like, I want to get back to what I love. I want to get back to making Orgonite. I have all these ideas and I never put them into practice because I'm too busy like fucking crying, and I don't want to do that anymore. Like, story of my life as a Cancer, I don't want to do it anymore. So like, I'm gonna make Orgonite. I'm gonna focus on my ASMR too. Like, I just have big plans for this coming year, and I really want to throw myself more into my work. It was the same day. That's so crazy. Thank you for the link. I'm about to do a late Christmas with my dad, and my grandma sent me some cash. Dude, your rates are so generous. I feel your work is invaluable. Thank you. You're welcome. And that's really kind of you to say. Thank you so much. I really like to try to do something like, I have my group spells, which they're going to be expensive at this point, because for me to move that energy, I have to make them expensive. But we're going to do a really cool big group spell on the 11th, because January 11th, 1/1/2024 breaks down to an 11. So it's like 11/11. So we're going to do a giant group spell for ancient Kemet, like the ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. So look out for that, because we're going to be doing that for the 11th. I have it in my mind. I've had it in my mind since August, honestly. I knew I wanted to do this spell. I just didn't know what day. And then Ra came to me and told me to do it on the 11th. And we're going to have large, like, red stick candles with, like, gold on them. So, and then I have some other jar candles, like, with Aset and with Ra on them. And so I'm really excited. I've got Kepper Ra on today, my beetle necklace. I got this when we visited my sister in North Carolina. Well, yes, says Baby Pico about being a tiny little mushroom person. I was a gnome and I taught that mushroom how to dance. Yeah, yo, that life was so peaceful when I saw that life. Like, Allie was, that was her job. Like, you know, if you were an elemental, like if you were a gnome or like a fairy, but mostly gnomes and gnome-like creatures, like their jobs and their necessities are so straightforward. Like her job, because the gnomes, it's very important that they would have these like feasts and entertainment, and that where they would come together as a community and just sell, kind of like the Who's. Like the Who's are probably just little gnomes, like, you know, like how they come together to have the roast beast and they sing fa hu forest hu dores. It's like that. So her job was, she was like the choreographer, but she took it so seriously. She was a man. She had a beautiful gnome family. Her life was very beautiful, pure, and simple. My twin has heavy levels of like gnome DNA too. He's a wonderful, simple man, in a good way. But like she would just look up at the stars. They did their little dances. Like, it's the gnomes, to be a gnome is like being, I feel like it's like similar to being a dog in this life. Like, you just get to be happy, friendly, you just get to eat, you don't have to pay rent, you get to play, you know, a well taken care of dog. But the meditation where the mushroom people were there, what meditation was that? So I can look for it if you remember. That was a private one. That was one where it was some spell we did. I can't remember. We've done so many meditations with spells, but it was some spell we did, probably with the dragons, where we went to the 5th dimension. That was at the beginning of the year, like spring maybe. I'm so excited to see everything you'll do. Thank you. I feel that. Me too. I feel that with the purging of sadness too. Right? Isn't it just like boring at this point? Like, I'm like bored of being sad. I'm like bored of being angry. I'm bored of being sad. I'm like bored of like not having my needs met in many different ways, like many different avenues of life. Like, I'm not meeting my needs, other people aren't meeting them, society isn't meeting them, and I'm just like, fuck that. I'm about to get so self-focused that like all my needs are met by me, and if that means that I have to create certain boundaries and cut certain old habits or situations or just stuff off, then that's what that means. Can't wait to see what's going to be in the shop. I have some plans. I'm excited. I heard I should channel Osiris last night. I've also been thinking about Zeus a lot. Zeus, I don't suggest you work with him yet, Shelly. I think you should have practice with other masculine energies first, especially because you come from a family that has kind of put you in a submissive position and like taken advantage of you in certain ways, like, or your gentle nature in certain ways. Zeus came to me. I didn't work with him until 2 years after he came to me, because I wasn't prepared to. But I think it's okay to explore that and talk to him. I just don't think you should start doing stuff for him, because that's a spirit you need to have strong boundaries with. The Egyptian spell work sounds exciting. Yeah, and we're going to meditate. We're going to go back to ancient Egypt. I'm excited. The dancing mushroom had to be me. I love it. No, it really was. I have to look back through my emails. I remember being a part of that one. Right? That one was sick. But we're going to do it again. We're going to go to the 5th dimension again. Yeah, those are very intense months, too, after that healing process. Yeah. The past life reading, like, yeah, really need to be open and really experience those tower moments in order for the sun to shine. Absolutely. And the past life readings are constantly profound. I don't ever have a past life reading that doesn't blow my mind. And I had a super fascinating one last Friday. That one was really cool. Very interesting. I saw things I had never seen before. I love when that happens, when I see certain things I've never seen before. And then it's also interesting too when I see certain things in history that I didn't know about, and then I'm able to kind of look that information up and find out, like, validating information to support what I saw, even though I didn't know that existed. They're really powerful, but they do process a lot of karma, a lot of trauma, so you have to be prepared for that. Yeah, Zeus is a little intense, yeah. Respectfully, again, I quote, respectfully, yeah. I'm so excited for this reading because I need some clarity. I always resonate with your messages. Yay! Okay, let's start with a prayer. Let's set our intentions, because I don't have my regular phone charger today because I left it at my parents' house. So let's start with a prayer, set our intentions, we'll pick our groups, and we'll get into it. All right. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, and God's source, I humbly come to you today on behalf of myself and all those watching, and just say thank you for everything you bless us with. We are so grateful for all aspects of life, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the blessings. We understand that all of this makes a well-rounded individual in this very polarized reality, and for that we say thank you. And I ask, please, that I be a messenger for the divine, nothing more, nothing less. I ask, please, that no truth be told for a lie, and no lie be told for a truth. I ask, please, that all the information that come through be kind, palatable, and easy to understand. Please grant me access to the Akashic Records so I may give a good and accurate reading, and please let all the information come from the source from which all things come, the Most High. Let it flow through Christ consciousness, and let all of this aid all those watching and myself in walking in our paths and in our purpose in this life. And let everyone who sees this video take something away from it that helps them positively in one way or another. And let this only ever be for the highest and greatest good of all those watching and myself as a reader. Let it only ever be for the highest and greatest good of humanity and the highest and greatest good of this universe. Amora, Ashe Namaste, by the power of 3, Somatic always works, always a blessing. All right, so we have an overall group message first. What the heck was that? Did y'all see that? What was that? What was that? That was weird. Was it my necklace? Did I just knock on my necklace? Am I, like, going crazy? It was funny enough, I was prolonging watching this live, but something kept bugging me to jump on. I really resonated with the word spouse in this reading. We'll see how it plays. Yeah, so let me just explain. I wanted to do this reading because I needed some advice and support from my higher self, and then I also, oh, it was my pearl. Dude, I knew my pearl. God, it's hard when you're so psychic because it's like you can't tell if you manifested something or you knew it was going to happen. My pearl fell off. I got that pearl in South Carolina. I opened up the pearls, so I'll have to find my pearl after this reading. But I saw that happening. I'll just have to get it fixed. I'll have to find the pearl and get it fixed, but that's okay. I'll find the pearl after. It could not have gone far. I knew that was gonna happen. Dang it. And then what I was saying, I just got a little sidetracked and distracted, but what I was saying is, like, sometimes you just don't know if it's like you manifest it or if you're just too psychic. Okay. So, Spirit, please, I want an overall message. This is just an overall love message for everyone. I wanted to speak to my future self because I needed some support, but I also wanted to speak to my future spouse because I needed some support from my future person as well, because I just needed that. And you can apply this if you have a spouse. You can apply this if you want a committed relationship in the future. You can apply this in any way. Even if you don't want to get married, if you're like, I just want to be in a loving commitment, then, or I want to, like, whatever, apply it however you want. It's just linguistics. Okay. So an overall love message, please, for all the groups. Express your love, okay? Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. It's safe for you to love. So I feel like this is all the groups we're saying here. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I feel like this is saying that it's safe for you to be yourself. It's safe for you to be yourself. It's safe for you to see the good in people. It's safe for you. Obviously, don't make too many excuses for people, and don't, wear the rose-colored glasses so strongly that you end up doing it at your own detriment. But I just feel like Spirit's saying it's okay to look at people through the eyes of love. It's okay to be yourself, and it's okay to be kind and soft. Some of us grew up in households or school systems or, whatever it was. We grew up in places or spaces in the world that saw kindness as weakness. And I just feel like all of our higher selves and our future selves and our future spouses are saying that it's okay to be soft, it's okay to be kind. In fact, sometimes being kind and soft and sweet is the bravest thing you can do. And try to hold more space for that energy. And then I want to get one more collective message. Wicked Wonders. There's some really beautiful stuff that we have coming up in the new year if you're watching this in real time. And don't let other people... I think a main message to take away from this is not to let other people get too much in your head, dictate how you're feeling or how you're showing up in the world. And that goes along with the being soft and kind, because let's say your kindness was taken for weakness. It's not okay to let the way other people treated you and hurt you in the past dictate how you are today, because the world needs more kindness. And you'll get it back. You'll get it back. And you'll be, it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to be kind. It's safe for you to be soft. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. So we've got some little trees. We have, they even smell like wood. So group 1 is going to be this blue tree. It's like a pretty dusty blue. So group 1 is this blue tree. Group 2 is this green tree, not swirly, straight. And group 3 is this pink swirly tree. All right? Like matches my skin. Isn't it funny my skin is like pink? I can totally picture me building my avatar and being like, fine, I'll be a human, but I'm gonna be pink. And then being like, pink's not an option. Like God being like, pink's not an option, and me being like, yes it is. Okay. Group 1, group 2, and group 3. All right, let's do this. Okay. Where'd my pearl go? I've got to find it after the live. Okay. So, Spirit, can you please tell me, this is for group 1. Group 1, the blue swirly tree. Okay. All right, Spirit, please tell me, what does Group 1's future self have to say? What does Group 1's future self have to say? You are climbing your way. You're climbing your way to the top. It hasn't been easy. It feels too like you've been stagnant for a while, but like there's been a lot of blockages trying to keep you from where you're going. I feel like for some of you, it's been people in your life. Yeah, for sure. For some of you, there's been people in your life who have not wanted to see you succeed. They have been trying to actively block your blessings here with the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. It feels like ancestral curses, karmic ties, and, you know, breaking familial chains. This honestly feels like family or people close to you, or the situation you were born into. You were born with kind of a difficult hand. You were born with a lot of blockages, you really had to scrape and fight in order to grow. But look, you're fighting your way to the top. You're coming all the way to the top, and you're gonna get what's yours. Here with that, he's grabbing at that fire. It's like they could never put that fire out in you. And it almost, I'm seeing someone too, like caged up, like you didn't have the space to spread out. You were not able to reach your full potential. There was a lot of blockages. There was a lot hindering you. There's been a lot holding you back. And it's almost like you were always kind of like, they're showing me Jasmine, how she like is not really allowed out, so she kind of like escapes. And it's not because like her dad didn't love her, it's because he loved her so much that he smothered her. So for some of you, that could be relevant. Your parents could have been incredibly smothering and not allowed you to make your own mistakes. And it's like at the first sign of a mistake, they're like, see, we told you. So then they don't let you really learn. But it does feel too that it just feels like so many people underestimated you, and it feels like a lot of your life was spiritual attack. There could have been addictions or people with addictions that were holding you back. Just nasty people who never wanted to see you succeed or reach your full potential or allow you to hold space for your gifts. Like you couldn't be yourself and you couldn't hold space for your gifts. And Spirit's saying that you're going to get your justice because this future version of you is telling you that it doesn't matter how low you are down on the stairs, you always are going to find a way to climb your way back to the top. It doesn't matter how much people try to bring you down. It doesn't matter how much spiritual attack. It doesn't matter how much bullying. It doesn't matter how much like injustice you've experienced, whether it's for your race or your sexuality or your gender or your sex or whatever. Like it doesn't matter how much, you know, these 7 of Swords, these evil negative energies have tried to pull you down, or just these nasty people that misery loves company, so they like to tear you down. It doesn't matter how low the universe, or like, I'm sorry, not the universe, it doesn't matter how low society tries to make you, the universe is always going to take you to the top. And the universe is saying too that it's like, it's all a lesson, but your future self is telling you that like, even though you were at the bottom and you felt like things could never get better, like there were points where it felt like you couldn't get better, but at the same time, like when you were stuck in this like cage like energy, but at the same time you also could always see the sun. I just heard that song, Here Comes the Sun. So it's like you never lost that fire and you could always see the light. And they're showing me too, like your future self is saying that like they are so proud of you because even when you were at your lowest, you found ways to be grateful, you found ways to have joy, you found ways to have fun, you found ways to like just be free, even though these energies tried to keep you from being free. And Spirit and your future self are saying you do in fact climb that staircase. You do get to the prize. Here with the Justice card, you get all the justice, but it's not without having to delve into the shadow or without having to get a little scrappy, right? Like I was just talking to someone who's very like love and light, and I'm like, you know, sometimes it's appropriate to be scrappy. Sometimes you got to scrap back with people. Sometimes you got to get a little dark. You got to get a little, you know, like I said, scrappy. You gotta go back to the streets. You know what I mean? Like, it's necessary sometimes. We live in a polarized reality. We don't live in heaven. It is not all love and light, you know? So your future self is saying that you get justice over this. And then with the Ace of Wands, I see that it's like that fire that you were reaching for, it integrates. So it's like you're no longer reaching for that fire. The fire is within, and it integrates not only into you internally, but into your external, into your environment, into your job, into your relationships, into your home. Like that fire finally mirrors, it integrates into you, and it mirrors all the joy and the power and the peace that you could see from afar, or like the good life you could see from afar, thinking, when can I reach it? When can I have it? It finally integrates. It's not an easy ride, but it is a ride. I heard AC/DC, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So that's what your future self is saying, that you made it. I just heard that, what is it? Is it like Akon when he's like, I made it. I made it. You did it. You did it. Okay. And this is from your future spouse. So we have 9 of Cups again. Your future spouse is further solidifying this. Okay, so your future spouse is saying, don't listen to what people say. You have to just keep pushing forward. Because look, he's just continuing to push forward towards the sun, very similarly to the other cards. But here with the Knight of Wands, it's like people never thought you'd go far. People always thought that you would kind of like fizzle out. You wouldn't like have the longevity to make things work long term. And he's saying that's just not true. Don't listen to these people. He's saying too that you have to get a little like snap back. Like sometimes you gotta, if people are being rude to you, sometimes you gotta mirror that back to them. And I'm not saying like be terrible, but it's okay to like, some people can dish it out but they can't take it. It's okay to dish it back out to them. He's saying, he's reiterating what I was saying, that it's okay to get a little scrappy because you gotta smite these demons. And he's saying too that it's also helpful to ignore them. It's helpful to ignore these negative people. It's helpful to ignore these negative situations, these naysayers, because I was just listening to someone speak about this today. People are going to watch you whether they like you or not. Like, I find myself doing it too, and I'm like, why am I watching this? Like, I don't even like this person. Like, this girl makes me want to throw up or whatever. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just sometimes I think the human brain is wired to be weird like that. And we're weird like that. So it's like, people are going to watch you no matter what. People are going to have something to say no matter what. So it's like, it's best to just ignore them. And when you're in these hanged man periods, understand, like I said, that it's okay to go into the shadow. It's okay to get a little scrappy. And also, like, use these hanged man situations, like these moments of in-between before you reach certain goals or patterns. Yeah, new patterns. So, like, new thought patterns, new goals, all of that. It's okay to rest. Like, I feel like somebody needs to tell you that. Like, it's okay to rest. It's okay to take it easy. It's okay to, like, not be going a mile a minute. Your future spouse, I feel, is going to pamper you, take care of you, be like, why don't you go get the pedicure? Why don't you go get the massage? Like, you really need it. Like, your future spouse is really telling you that it's okay to relax. It's okay to wind down. And I feel like they're going to spoil you. And also, they're reiterating here with the 3 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. They're reiterating that, like, your blessings are coming in. You're going to have the things you want. It doesn't matter how much people try to stop you, because you're going to force it. You're going to force it through. You're going to force your blessings through. Even despite all the spiritual attack, despite all the odds against you, you're going to force it through. And it doesn't matter, because you're destined and you're anointed and you're blessed and you're destined to be great. And that's just it. And then I want to get a little advice. Advice, please, from the future spouse. New beginnings. Just understand that new beginnings are here. They're coming. And there's a lot of strength in your feminine energy, no matter who or what you are. We all have feminine energy. We all have masculine energy. So, there's a lot of strength in your feminine energy. And feminine energy comes in many forms. There's the dark feminine, there's the divine feminine, there's all sorts of types of feminine energy. So acknowledging all parts of yourself, dark and light, and really working through that feminine energy is going to help bring you new beginnings. I just saw too, it's like you're going to emerge from a chrysalis. It's like you're going to be completely different from the person that started out with all the karmic debts and stuff. Like the end of your life is going to look completely different than the beginning of your life. And the beginning of your life is going to be just a bad dream, basically, that you had to claw your way out of. You're not meant to stay in the shadows and in the dark. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's from your future self. Then we have Emira. Where are you being called to journey to? You're being called to set hard boundaries with those around you, and you're being called to journey into higher planes of existence, higher ways of living, higher ways of thinking, higher ways of being. So that's all I have for you, Group 1. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it, and we'll move on to Group 2. All right, Group 2, you're this little green tree. Green tree. Hey, I'm glad you made it, even though you didn't get notified. Green tree for Group 2. All right, so let's see what your future... I'm just thinking about my pearl. Back of my head, but it couldn't have gone far. I literally didn't move. I have obsessive compulsive thoughts. Dun dun, I wish I didn't, but I do. Okay. Racing thoughts. You're moving so fast now, I can't hold your image. That's called Be Safe by the Cribs. I used to listen to that on the bus when I was 14 through my MP3 player that had no screen. It was just a square. All right, Group 2. Message from your future self. Group 2, future self. What the heck? These just came out. What the heck? Oh, I definitely am reading this differently. Right. Okay, Group 2, I feel like you spent a lot of time alone. You are a loner. You do a lot of things alone. You spend a lot of time alone. You could be somebody who has to spend a lot of time with people for work, or, you know, you might have hobbies that surround you with a lot of people, but at the end of the day, you really need that alone time. You really need that introverted recalibration. You would rather, you know, do something quiet and at home than go out to like the club or something like really with a lot of people that's loud and kind of just like uncomfortable. You're more comfortable to spend the time alone. You're happier alone, actually. And I see too that it's like this alone time was so important to you because it really woke up your third eye. So in your aloneness, you were able to activate your gifts. Also, you're somebody who had to experience a lot of pain and trauma and suffering alone, and this, you had to process it alone, and this has made you a really good healer and teacher, and you, because you had to find and create your own coping skills within your aloneness. This is giving 7, like life path number 7. I have a lot of 7 in my chart, I believe, and it's about choosing spirituality, choosing your soul, choosing your growth, and choosing your gifts over things that don't resonate with you, or being a part of like communities or collectives. Like, it's about choosing the alone path so that you can grow and activate in ways you need to activate in order to, you know, aid humanity in some way. And so I see that you spent a lot of time. This is giving to like, maybe didn't have a lot of friends growing up, wasn't very popular in school. Not to sound rude, I wasn't fucking popular. I was not popular. What does that even mean? But no, I wasn't popular. I don't know, apparently, I wasn't popular, but I saw my friend from high school, and she was telling me that some of the guys were like saying a lot about me that I didn't realize they were saying about me at the time. But anyway, but like very sexual, and I had no idea. I was not interested in any of them. So, but I guess they would talk, and they would say, like, because I danced, and so I took a photography class, and there was a picture of me like with my leg like very flexible, and I guess they were like, all the guys would like stop at that picture and be like, oh yeah, like she could do splits on me. I had no idea, and my friend would just be like in the background listening like taking notes. Just kidding. But yeah, wasn't popular, but apparently my splits were. Just kidding. Anyway, I was not that kind of girl in high school. I became that kind of girl in college. Just kidding. Okay, I'm getting off track. Anyway, so not that there's anything wrong with being that kind of girl or boy, it's just not for me. Hookup, I had a whole live about it that fell into the YouTube abyss. It was removed because it was so profound and I feel like helpful to a lot of people. So of course, this platform took it down. But no judgment. Anyway, we are way off track. So you spent a lot of time alone because it had to awaken your gifts, and you had to learn how to balance the light and the dark within you. I can see that you can be a little bit vengeful. You can get angry, but it's simply because you want justice. So when you feel like you want revenge, when you feel like you want judgment, when you feel like you want justice, you're on... I also see you've been a warrior a lot. You could have been a warrior in many past lives, or you could have strong levels of angelic energy. The thing that not many people realize about angels is that they are warriors. Like when we think of an archangel, they always have on a breastplate and a sword usually, right? Or they have some sort of weapon to protect them and a breastplate because they're warriors. They're galactic warriors. So it's you have that warrior energy. You want justice. You want the reformations. You want the you want the judgment, you know, you want revenge sometimes. And so you had to be kept separate and alone so that you could learn how to channel this energy properly, because when you just want revenge and you don't really know where to channel it, it doesn't generally go anywhere good, right? Or it can get super chaotic, or things can go wrong. Things can go awry. So you were forced into your aloneness, not only to awaken these really strong gifts within your third eye. You have a very strong intuition. You have a lot of spiritual gifts, but you were forced into this aloneness so that you could balance the light and the dark within you, because if you nurtured the dark too much, you would have gone off the deep end with like no clear direction. So you were forced into isolation in order to... they're showing me too, like when Elsa is like locked in the room because they're seeing her powers as a problem because she does in Frozen, because she doesn't know how to wield them yet. Essentially, you were locked in a room because your powers were a problem because you didn't know how to wield them yet, because you were hurt. You could or would hurt people because it was too much chaos without direction. And chaos is one of the most powerful manifesting and creating energies that exists in this universe. You just have to know how to wield it properly so it doesn't freaking backfire on you. So that's what your higher self is saying, but your higher self is also saying that all that work is going to pay off. They're saying that right now you're in the stages, your future self is saying that you're in the stages of building. So it doesn't look like much right now, but that little tree, those roots are strong, and it's about to build into the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. I feel like this, if you're watching this in real time, 2024 could be a year that you really start to take off. I feel over the next year, this tree is going to grow and grow and grow, and your future self is saying, trust that the seeds have been planted, and trust that you're going to start seeing like the fruition of the seeds that you've planted. Also with the Ace of Cups, if you've been wanting to have a baby, or you want to have a family, or you want to fall in love, your future self is acknowledging that you have that. Your future self is also acknowledging that you have the self-love that you've been craving your entire life, because it feels in your aloneness there was a lot of self-loathing or upset around why you had to be forced in this position of hermit and Hierophant. Creator and destroyer, right? And it was scary and it was frustrating, and your future self is saying you do in fact overcome that obstacle. You do in fact find love for yourself, another, and if you want to have children, children. And the seeds are already planted. Your future self is saying you're about to have some serious financial kickback in a positive way. Like, you're about to start seeing some major manifestations when it comes to money. Yeah, and you're about to awaken some new gifts here too, because you can see the pigs are flying. You're about to be amazed. Maybe you haven't been amazed in a while. Like, for me, I have such a funny story to tell. I can't tell it on this live, but I'll probably tell it on Patreon because it's a little compromising. Not for me, for the people who live with me, not in my house, in the like extended house. But anyway, very few things surprise me anymore. I like wake up to the specter of a Salem man floating over me who was like murdered in the witch trials, and I'm like, blink, blink. Oh, he's not going away? Blink, blink. Like, I'm not like, you know, because it's like, it just takes a lot to get a rise out of me when it comes to like paranormal or spiritual things. So you're about to be amazed. Like, when pigs fly, you're about to be amazed by some sort of manifestation or some sort of new gift or some sort of spiritual experience. So your future self has that message for you that you're about to be taken, like taken aback, like, wow. And it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel fresh and new, and it's gonna feel like when you were young. I just heard that killer song, when you were young. He doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman. Maybe that's from your future spouse. Maybe he doesn't look a thing like Jesus, but he talks like a gentleman. All right, so what is your future spouse? What is your future spouse? Or your current spouse? What is the spouse? There's some people that you know should not be in your life. Beep bop boop beep it out boop bop. You're supposed to walk away. There's some job you're supposed to walk away from. There's something in your life that you need, that you know you need to let go. So your future, your spouse, maybe not from the future, but, well, this is their message from the future, but maybe your current spouse or whatever. You know what I'm saying. They're telling you there's some things you know you need to leave. I think for some of you, it's people that don't treat you properly, people who take more than they give, and for others of you, it's a way of being. So like how I was saying, you had to learn how to control that dark side of you. It's this again. It's the light and the dark, right? They're saying your future version of your spouse is saying that it's so important that you walk away from the lack of balance. And the more you walk away from things in your life that don't serve you, that take from you, that are not equal, that are not good for you, the easier it is to bring this into balance. But you're walking away right now in this moment from old habits. So the old habit could be, like I said, wanting to take revenge every time something happens. Or it could be making an excuse for that friend you've had for the last 20 years that has been nothing but miserable to have in your life. There's certain behaviors you need to walk away from in order to bring that dark and light into balance. This is so fascinating. It's so mirroring, even like down to the colors on the cards. But your future spouse wants you to know that less is more. I just heard. The less people you take with you, the less stuff you take with you, the less is more. It's just like you've been alone for a lot of your life. It's going to be a lot less lonely, but a lot more fulfilling to have maybe 2 close friends and not an entire group of friends, you know, or leave that job that's been taking advantage of you to start your own side hustle, you know, that eventually turns into your main hustle. Because like I said, you're about to be blessed financially, especially if you're doing something yourself. And rest. And also, your spouse is speaking to you a lot telepathically. I feel in the future as well, you will master this telepathic communication between the two of you, but there's a lot of telepathic communication going on right now between you. So if you think that you can hear your spouse from the future or your future spouse, You literally can. There's a lot going on there, and it's like, this is such a devoted connection because we have the vampire here, and it's like she's like hopelessly devoted to the vampire, right? But I feel you guys are devoted to each other. And it feels like there's peace within each other, because we have the Four of Swords here, which is rest and peace and, you know, refueling. And I feel like you rest and you have peace and you refuel within each other. I also feel that this person truly knows your value and your worth and matches that value and worth. So like, this is the kind of person that takes you to the jewelry shop and says, you have $500, go crazy. Or like, I want that so bad. I'm working on manifesting that. Like, I just want to be in a space with someone else where they just spoil me and let me do fun stuff that I like. Like, oh, you want to meet that dolphin? How about we meet 2 dolphins and just spoil me and pay for me to meet the dolphins? You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy that this is. Yeah, and it's because they see you as their queen, but they also see that even though you've been very, like, you've had to learn how to heal and integrate the shadow, and you've had to learn how to balance the light and dark, because you can get very angry, you can get very dark, you can get very stressed and things like that. They know that deep down in your heart, you are so sensitive. You are rough on the outside, soft on the inside, like the Cancer in me, you know, right? Like that hard, crabby patty shell with the soft insides. Like, you are a sweetheart. You have a big, beautiful heart. You are so sweet, so loving, so divine, so soft to your core. And they see that, and so they provide that space for you, but they're able to also see where you came from. And they're able to see, like, if you have gotten in arguments or stuff, or like either in the past or in the future, it's like they're able to see why. Like, they're able to see why your walls are up. They're able to see why you're so angry. They're able to see that that's not who you truly are. It's a trauma response, right? And it's also like that warrior energy in you that's coming from a good place, but maybe not necessarily going in any fruitful direction because the chaos hasn't been channeled properly, like I was saying earlier. So it's like they see that in you and they accept you and they love you, and they're like this safe grounding. They just said it's a grounding spot. Like they showed me a helicopter landing. You're the helicopter and they're the grounding pad. And it's like you just land and fit perfectly together, and you ground right onto them. So let's see what the advice is. Advice, please, from the future spouse. Yeah, it's about channeling that anger, that upset, that unfairness, that karma, that pain, that suffering, that warrior energy. Channel it into strength. Channel that entirely into strength. And monetization, like let that work for you. Let that energy work for you. And then a message from your future self. Okay, so the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So this is all happening for you, not to you. Your future self wants to remind you of that. And then fill up your well. Rest, retreat, and refuel. So it's about taking time for yourself right now. Resting and being kind to you, putting yourself first, okay? That's all I have for you, group 2. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it, and we will move on to group 3. Crunch. 1, 2, 3. How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know, baby. All right, group 3. The little pink tree, the little pink tree, little pink tree. Okay. Constantly telepathically talking. I heard it and shot. Okay. Group 3. What does your future... I'm still thinking about my pearl. Just kidding. But not kidding. All right. Okay, we got the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. That's fantastic. So group 3, what is the message, please, for group 3 from your future self? What is the message for group 3 from the future self? 8 of Pentacles. Your future self wants you to know that your financial situation will shift and change when you truly start to give yourself the credit that you deserve. And that's frustrating because, you know, some of us feel like we're already doing that, or like we're working so hard to value ourselves, or it's not easy to value ourselves. But your future self is saying, also too, there's like some sort of spirit baby. There's some sort of spirit baby around you, but there's also some warring energies that are like trying to hold you back. So I feel like there could be spell work on you right now. Someone could have tried to do spell work on you, or there's just some serious spiritual attack on you. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm just reading it as I see it. But it's kind of blocking your vision. And it could be mental health issues too. You could have mental health issues that are blocking your vision, but basically you're not seeing all that you are. I feel too that you're changing your thoughts and perspectives. So you could be changing your thoughts and perspectives on things you thought you always knew. So like, for example, the reason I'm saying this is because this year I started to really question Jesus. So like every few years I start to really question the Bible and question Jesus. And like this was just one of the years that I really began to delve into like deeper listening to scholars talk about the Bible and linguists breaking down the original like languages of the texts and really questioning, you know? And so I feel like you could be in that stage right now, and Spirit's saying, your future self is saying, this is a metamorphosis. Like, this is morphing you into the person that you're meant to be. But there's some stagnant negative energy that's like caught within your mind that's keeping you from seeing what a huge transformation you're making, and from keeping you from realizing just how valuable you are, but not only how valuable you are, but how valuable this transition period is. There's some sort of spirit baby that's like around your solar plexus, sacral, and heart chakra, and they're guiding you through this time. I also see too that there's like so much potential that's about to come into fruition here with the 8 of Pentacles. There's a lot that's about to happen. So I feel over the next year, a lot is about to change in a really positive way. You also could feel called to like clean out your house or clean out your space, or like get rid of old clothes or things like that. That's because new is coming in. Like there's a lot that's manifesting that's trying to come in right now. So you physically feeling like you need to move stuff out is energetically making space. So it's important that you energetically make space as well. Also, there's certain cords that you need to cut with the past. I strongly feel that a lot of this energy is coming from the past, the negative energy that's around you. I also feel like it's spiritual attack too. I think you're one of those people that's just like, you have a certain frequency that the powers that were like to keep down. Because if they can keep you down, then they can attempt to keep you from reaching your full potential, but they can't. But they can try, right? Spirit wants you to know that I feel like, so I'm bringing it back to Jesus again with the mustard seed, how they're like, even if it's the tiniest bit of faith with the mustard seed, you got that faith. You've got it. You've got the vision. You've got the faith, and you're seeing it, but you can't see it all the way. Yeah, what the hell? Did you see that card fly out? It's the High Priestess. So you're blocked on purpose, right? So you can see little bits of what it is that you're trying to create, little bits of your manifestation and little bits of your future, but Spirit is literally blocking this from you on purpose. And I feel too that you're embodying this High Priestess energy. So just as Spirit is kind of keeping stuff from you, your future self wants you to keep stuff from others. So don't be sneaky and weird and like keep weird stuff from people, but like don't tell everybody about your success. Don't tell everybody about your big ideas. Don't tell everybody about this and that, because not everybody's happy for you. Not everybody supports you. Not everybody wants to see you win. Not everybody is your friend. So just how spirit is kind of, and the reason that they're keeping this from you is because they don't want you to sabotage it. If there's certain things you can't see yet, if there's certain things that you can only see above the surface, but you can't see below the surface, that's on purpose. Because with the spiritual attack on you, the evil eye, or whatever's going on here, the self-sabotage, it would be messed up. Like, if you could see the full picture, it would get skewed in some way. I really feel like you have entities that watch you. Like, and I don't want to sound creepy, I don't want to sound scary, but I really do feel like there are entities that keep tabs on you. So if you're a Christian, you're going to say that's a demon. If you're into space, you're going to say that's a reptilian. If you're more quantum, you're going to say that's a parasitic entity that just found an opportunistic parasitic entity that's attached to you. That's really just what I say it is, because on a quantum level, all it is a negative parasitic opportunistic entity that has found your light, wants to feed off of it, and does everything they can to keep you from reaching your full potential so that they can have a constant food source and so that they can keep the world in a state of hell, essentially, in a state of low vibration, so that they can exist, because they can't exist in a realm that is of a higher frequency, right? They get left behind or they get sent back to source. So I truly feel you have entities that feed on you and keep tabs on you. And the reason you can't see fully is because they're literally watching. Like, some of them actually watch through your eyes. So you could at moments feel like something's taking you over, or like there's something like creeping around through your vision. It's because they're literally like taking a look through your eyes. For those of you who are really in it, like, at the risk of sounding like an actual crazy person, you could even have like a government agent or something that's like keeping tabs through the phone, keeping tabs through you astrally, keeping tabs while you're asleep. If you know me, you know I believe in all that stuff. So there are people, and then there are haters, and then there's just regular haters too, you know what I mean? Like, then there's gonna be like that person you met twice that decided that they hated you, and now they watch you every day to just hate you from afar, you know? Like, it's just better, like, the high priestess mode activated around you so that it could be activated within you, because this is actually teaching you how to move more in silence. Tower. What is the Tower? Okay, so your future self is telling you that there is a tower coming, there is a crumbling, but the crumbling is actually lucky. So even like, look at the tower in this deck. Like, this tower is actually really cute and nice, even though it is sad. His house is getting struck by lightning, but still it feels like everything's gonna be okay, because there's like butterflies, and like maybe it won't catch on fire because he's too cute. But here with the wheel, I see that it's gonna be a lucky turn of events, and I think it's a cycle. So your future self is saying you're completely destroying a certain cycle. So if there's a cycle you've been stuck in for a long time, essentially, like, it almost feels like you've been stuck in this cycle of not getting what you deserve and having a lot of anxiety and fear. So maybe not making enough money or as much money as you want, or maybe not having the relationship that gives you what you want, or the friendships that feel fulfilling, or the family relationships, or the work that feels fulfilling. Whatever it is, you've been feeling unfulfilled and anxious, and you also haven't been making enough money. With the Eight of Pentacles here, that is all about to be absolutely destroyed. So the tower that's being destroyed is this old way of thinking and being, and the wheel is turning in your favor into something much more healthy and happy. And here with the Ten of Cups, I see that you're going to get exactly what you want. And it's going to be deeply fulfilling emotionally, because I see that there's been a lot of turmoil and upset and dark energy, right? So not only from the entities, but dark energy from mental health issues, or just, you know, difficult situations that you had experienced, upsetting, hurtful situations. I just heard too, like, grieving, like, major issues, major situations or issues in your life, and you're gonna have it all, but this old way of thinking and being has to be completely destroyed in order for you to get to the other side. But your future self is telling you, you do get to the other side, you do get all the things that you want. But it's like that once bitten, twice shy energy, where it's like maybe you were really open and honest and like just sharing so much of yourself all the time, and it's like you had to pull it back because you realize, like I said, not everybody's rooting for you. Some people see your kindness or cuteness or whatever as a weakness, or your openness as a weakness, and use it against you. And it's like, as soon as you learn how to move steady forward in that high priestess energy without compromising who you are, and when you let go of the old cycle, the new cycle immediately emerges. So let's see what your future spouse has to say. I just heard Frozen by Madonna. It's like, if I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. I feel that you both have some demons that you need to conquer. I think your biggest enemies are yourselves. I think that here with the mirror, it's like he's shining the mirror on the Nine of Swords. I think this person could trigger you to finally vanquish the demons within yourself. I think you both have a hard time loving. I think you both had a hard time being soft with each other and recognizing that the other isn't your enemy. You're actually there to help work together. So it feels as though this, at first, maybe when you first met, you both were like, kind of like, you know, have your guard up. You're not ready or willing to like kind of let that guard down because it hasn't led you in a place where you wanted to be in the past. So your future spouse is saying that you're both, when you first meet, or maybe in the beginning of when you first met, if you already have met this person, there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of projecting, there was a lot of reflecting, there was a lot of thinking that the other is out to get you when they're not, thinking that there's a hidden agenda when there's not. You really are and were just meant to come together, to work together. And this could be twin too, because they're literally twins, and also the twins trigger, right? And we do have the mirror. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, they're just acknowledging that the initial coming together wasn't exactly easy, or maybe had its difficulties. And then here with the Two of Cups, though, this is the love, right? This is the love you want. This is that your best friend, your confidant, your playmate, your romantic partner, your sexual chemistry, this is everything that you want, while also being understood and having that playmate and best friend in your partner. And your future spouse is just acknowledging that this is something that they feel with you. And they're also calling you somewhat of a unicorn here. Like, you're so rare. They couldn't believe they found you, and they're never letting you go now that they got you. And they didn't even believe you existed. That could be why you both were kind of like offish with each other at first, because you were like, nah, you're too good to be true, you know, here with the unicorn energy. Also, there's starseed energy here as well. There could be past life pain and hurt too that kind of affected this life, but I do see that there's interdimensional guides and help that are helping you get through this. Now, your future spouse could also be acknowledging, because this is the Three of Swords, they also could be acknowledging ways that they hurt you in the past and apologizing. So that could be current today. If it's the past for them in the future, they could have hurt you during right now or in the past. But either way, they're acknowledging that there's been some pain and upset, and they want to apologize for that. Yeah, they're just acknowledging that there's nobody like you. I just heard that song that's like, don't tell me what to do and don't tell me what to say, by like Grace something. So it's like you both have that obstinate is the word. You're both obstinate. You both have that obstinate energy of not wanting to be told what to do, not wanting to be tied down, not wanting to be committed. So there's been growing pains, or there will be, or there was growing pains, and the future spouse is just acknowledging that. But it's worth it in the end, because we have that Two of Cups energy, right? We have that unicorn energy, that special energy. Yeah, Five of Wands. There was a lot of fighting of this connection. They fought it and fought it and fought it. They could also have just wanted to think it was like a sexual attraction and nothing more, and that's just not the truth. So what else? They just want you to know that it'll come, it'll even out. It'll even out. You're both wounded. You both felt like you had to fight each other in the beginning. You both didn't really know what to do with this energy or how to process it, but you'll even it out eventually. And even though I just heard fire, I set fire to the rain, like Adele, that song by Adele. So it's like you finally learn how to work together. And even though the sea is not calm, she has found her peace and calmness within the sea. So you wouldn't even know that those are choppy waters because she looks so peaceful. And I just think that's a marriage, right? Like a marriage is not perfect. Like if you want to have a long-lasting marriage, there's going to be different seasons of life, and some seasons are going to be harder than others. And it's about remaining strong and steadfast in the chaotic times where it could make or break you, right? And so your future spouse is just saying, like, we get through it. We get through it. We move forward. We find that peace. We have this special connection that's worth it. They're apologizing, and they're saying that you're going to be learning how to work together much more easily. Anything else? They're also acknowledging that they did not believe in love or the sappy stuff before they met you. They're very analytical. They think with their mind and their dick, and that's it. And you opened up their heart. I'm seeing the Grinch when his heart like grows like 3 sizes or whatever. It's like they're like the Grinch. Their heart grew, and they're really sexual too. Like they keep bringing it up. They're like, my heart and my dick grew. But yeah, they never would have thought in a million years. They just didn't believe in it. But it's like fate, right? With Arachne here, it's fate, and they fell and they're in your web, but there's nowhere that they'd rather be. Yeah, Ace of Wands. You're gonna have a beautiful, when you get through the difficulties, it's gonna be really beautiful on the other end. You both just have preconceived notions about what the world is, what the world has to offer you, what love is or isn't, what a marriage is or isn't. There's a lot of breaking down of mental structures that had to happen in order for you guys to come together happily, but you will. All right, so advice, please, from Group 3's future spouse. Ooh, what did I say? We have Quitesh pleasure. So they're just saying like that you're so hot to them. You're so sexy. There's so much sexual chemistry between the two of you. And freedom. They feel like they can be sexually free with you, which I think is so important. If you're going to be with someone long term, you cannot feel shamed or like you can't speak up or unsafe with someone sexually if you want to be with them long term. And then here with the Persephone cycles, it's like I just feel like they're acknowledging that, like I said, there are different cycles and seasons to a marriage, but they're with you the whole way. And that despite what may or may not change, so maybe you have a baby, your body changes, everything changes, life changes, you have a lot of money, then suddenly there's a year where you have very little money. They're saying no matter what changes, no matter what the cycle, I never lose my feelings for you. I never lose my love for you. I never lose my chemistry with you. I never lose that. You're funny. Like you guys have a good back and forth, a good sense of humor, and they're saying like that never goes away. No matter what season of life we're in, we always have each other, we always have the chemistry, we always have that best friend energy. They just said big dick energy. Okay, and what does your future self have advice for you? Soul family, call in your tribe. You do not have to do it alone. And then Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So I feel like your future self is saying like things are hard because you have a double mission, but look it, you're not alone. So let's say this is you right here. Look it, there's all these other souls that are being called. They're being called to come forth. They're being called to help change the world. They're being called to make the world a better place. They're being called to help shift the masses and the collective into the new earth, into the 5D. You are not alone. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's fucking hard. Yes, it's a big job. Yes, it's daunting and tedious and painful and uprooting, and it's all the things. It's all the negative things, but it's all the positive things too, because we live in a very polarized reality. So you don't have to do it alone. Call in your soul tribe. And even if you have no friends in real life, call in those spiritual guides that you have. Call that long distance friend. Call in that soul family, that soul tribe that maybe you haven't met them in the flesh, but you meet them in meditation. You're never truly alone. You can find space to connect with your soul family and soul tribe, even if it's not in the physical. And it's important that you do this so that you don't lose your faith and grow too wary on this path, on this crazy journey we call life. All right? That's what I have for you, group 3. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it. I'm going to say thank you to my guides. Thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, and source for allowing me to be the channel through which these messages flow. We thank you for the truth and we thank you for the advice. Amora, Ashe Namaste, by the power of 3, so mote it be. Always works, always a blessing. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. Anybody from South Texas? I am not, but maybe somebody is. Hey, Empress Love Tarot. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the pile from the beginning. Yeah, also, I know you said you would be interested in a money class, and I actually made the money class to work with the Green Fairy, and it's a great class. I've only had one student do it so far, but she loved it. I did it myself too, and I loved it. And the nails are so nice. Thank you. On the last live, somebody said, I think it was Lizzie, said they reminded her of Jenna Jameson. Crazy how you said spirit babies. Yeah, they're lurking. They're lurking, the spirit babies. Not in a bad way, in a good way. I swear I had a loss of 2 of them. Oh, I'm so sorry. How can I sign up? It's on my website, so if you go to the Book Now section, it will say Elemental Money and Magnetism class. There will be a full description on there. And yeah, and then you get the, yeah, and I wish Lizzie was here. I think YouTube purposefully didn't tell Lizzie. Either that or she's busy. Busy Lizzie. But yes, there's a link for it. I'll link it in the comments after, and hopefully somebody does the timestamps. If someone would do the timestamps, I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, it's called Elemental Money and Magnetism if you go under Book Now. Hi, you started this live when I started shopping and I wanted to listen with earphones, but I just got to the tragus piercing. I just got tragus piercings in both ears, so they hurt. I love the community you've built online. Thank you. Congrats on your new piercings. I just had this conversation with my boyfriend yesterday. That's so funny. Yes, I feel that. It's crazy because in our reading we talked about how they and I swear people come through, people I know around me, and I can tell it's not really them. Yeah, that is crazy. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Allie. You're awesome. Thanks for putting the link. Hey, Dutch. I did a cleanse and included a candle, and days later, the candle looked like it was bleeding. Any idea what that could mean? I've never seen that in my life. I have no idea. The first thing that came to mind, though, was that you're, like, bathed in the blood. Because, like, when I think of blood, I think of protection. So, like, Christianity will say bathed in the blood of Jesus. I say bathed in the blood of my ancestors. My ancestors spilt a lot of blood. That's my itchy spot. It's been my itchy spot since I was a little kid. Sorry, I'm just scratching it. It's that spot. It's my web. I know I have to find my pearl! Thank you for reminding me. I'd never forgot, though. Can there be a class on protection? Yeah, let me think about that. Like, think about how I would want to do that and what I do for protection. There's a lot of stuff I do for protection, so I'd have to think about how I want to pull that together. And I would, yeah, let me think about it. And I'll try to put something together. Yep, Obsidian, Meg Ann. Hi, Meg Ann. I have a friend named Megan Ann, and I would call her Meg Ann. Obsidian, black tourmaline is good. Snowflake obsidian is good for depression. So is blue lace agate. Blue lace agate is good for depression. I can come up with a class for protection. Yep, I can. It's in your hand means money is coming your way. Oh yeah, true, because it's the left hand, so I am going to receive. I always thought of it as palm, but maybe it's good to have an itchy spot on my left hand. You guys want to smoke a bowl and then call it a night? And then I gotta find my pearl. It can't have gone far because I haven't moved. It's gotta be in my fluffy carpet. So, sorry. Ah! Sorry. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's smoke a little bowl. Kicked over my stand. All right, let me get my bowl. And then I gotta find my pearl. Unless it went in another dimension. If it's in another dimension, it's gone. But hopefully it's not. And I just vacuumed earlier, so it should be even easier to find. I think it's in my fluffy carpet, honestly. Alright, what time is it? 10:56. Alright. Smoke a bowl, get ready, go to bed. Gotta wake up early tomorrow. I've got a you're welcome. Thank you for putting the links, Allie. I've got a spiritual counseling with Arrington tomorrow, and then I've got to go to the diggity doctors, you know. I got hurt. I'm fine, but I'm just getting checked out because I unexpectedly had a painful thing happen. I'm not going to go into detail because HIPAA and my own medical, privacy, but I'm fine. I just had an unexpected, one of those, it's kind of just, dumb, not dumb, not to put myself down, but, just one of those stupid freak things that you're like, how'd that happen? And then you're like, all right, well, I better go to the doctor, It's like that. So I'm fine, but just gonna get checked out. Also, guys, since you're here, this is really leaning. Hold on. Why isn't this working right? Sorry, ever since I knocked it over. But since you're here, I'm working on a very special love letter, and these are going to be the groups. This is not the order. I don't know what order they're going to be in yet, but this is the love letter paper. Clouds, swirls, and pink disco balls. So get excited for that because it's going to be really fun. I might put them in bottles too and make it like a message in a bottle. Who knows? But it's going to be a pre-recorded. I'm going to put a lot of time and effort into it. So, yeah. Your name is Lotus Pearl. Nice. Hi, Lizzie. Hi. Yeah, Allie's been doing a great job. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for showing up, Lizzie. I was like, did YouTube not tell her I'm here? But then I was like, maybe she's just busy, Lizzie. Thanks for coming. Allie's like, I was waiting for you. We were all waiting for you. Just kidding. The Tyra Banks meme, but instead of rooting for you, we were all waiting for you. Just kidding. Maybe Lizzie someday, maybe you'll be my actual assistant. How cool would that be if when I have all my amazing things, like all my land and my love and my festivals and stuff, and you're like what if you had like a headset and a clipboard and you're my real life assistant? That'd be crazy. You know it, beautiful. Always got shit to do. Yeah. You made it just in time to smoke a bowl at the end. If you were my assistant, I would get you, well, I'd get you whatever color you wanted, but I would want to get you a sparkly clipboard. Whatever color you want, but I would really want it to be sparkly. And maybe like clear, like jelly, like 90s. Cheers. I was thinking about Lizzie, but I felt like I saw her higher self wanting plants. I don't know, is that weird? I don't think it's weird. So you can connect to elementals through plants and like nature because they're the keepers of the earth along with the ancestors, particularly indigenous and Native American ancestors. Not that other ancestors don't do it too, but I just think they have a special connection to the earth. And so like you can feel the elementals like in plants. Like I touched these little cute like plant-like things today and I felt like, I was like, oh my god, those are gnomes. I was like, they're alive. And then I was like, oh wait, duh, they're alive, like they're plants. But then I could just feel like the gnome energy running through them. And then like fairies will show up in the third dimension as like little birds or insects or like things that are already here but embody the energy of that fifth dimensional creature. So it's not off to think that like her higher self could be asking for plants because the plants can be conduits for other energies. Yeah, let's manifest it. Let's manifest your light pink jelly clipboard and folders. Hell yeah, let's do it. Love that you're smoking a bowl. Cheers. I'll smoke one for you later. Sounds good. Cheers, Arrington. You said how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll reread it before our meeting. But I'm excited. Spiritual counselings are always the best. Whether they're heavy or light, they're always fun. Twin flame is always fun. I mean, it's always fun. Some readings are just heavier than others, if I'm being honest. You know, sometimes, some readings, some people are going through it, man. Some people are having a hard time, and I'm happy to hold space for them, but it's sometimes it's a lot, you know? It's my job, but it can be a lot sometimes. Or sometimes the readings give, like, maybe not the best news, like, you know, just it is what it is. I've had really difficult twin flame, really difficult twin flame counselings too. Some people's twins are really suffering, and then in turn they suffer. I'm so excited, you have no idea. Yay! It'll be nice to see your face and connect with you. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I'm loving the spiritual counseling, the twin flame readings, because then I get to talk to people and it's nice. I've been doing a lot of spiritual cleansing for the new year, trying to heal the past, so that makes sense. Nice. Alright, well, I gotta find my pearl. My damn pearl. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna come off. So Lizzie, if you wouldn't mind doing timestamps, I'd really appreciate it. And also, I'm excited to hear how the green fairy jar helps you, because I just saw it in my mind, which could also be why you're at, like, your higher self is asking for plants, because I was literally just talking about how fairy energy moves through the plants. So maybe it has to do with the jar and the green fairy reaching out to you. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind doing the timestamps, and also if you wouldn't mind adding, we're doing a New Year's meditation and journaling, put that link, please, and also the link for the Green Fairy Money and Magnetism class. We'll do the timestamps for you after this live, Nikki. I gotta watch it back. Cool. Perfect. Thank you. No rush. I'm just gonna go to bed. And Allie says, bless you, I couldn't figure that out without glitching my phone. That's hilarious. Cool. Yeah, I don't think you can do it on the live. I have no idea, though. I tried talking to the green fairy not long ago. I hope she heard me. Is there a way to ask confirmation? Yeah, ask for a sign. Ask for a sign. Be like, if you got my message, please send me a G for green fairy. Or you don't have to tell them how to do it, but like, keep your mind open. Like, G for green fairy, or maybe you see a green fairy when you're out at the store. It's like a little figure, or you see it on, like, you see like a beer bottle and there's like a fairy on it. Like, ask for a sign. Don't tell them what sign, but ask for a sign, then ask for eyes to see. So a sign isn't going to do you any good if you don't have eyes to see. So ask for a sign and then ask for eyes to see the sign. And that should get you what you're looking for. This is small. Guys, what should I do next for my nails? That's too small for me to use. That hemp. I want to do another solid color. I was thinking like oval shaped and like pink, like light pink. What do you think? That rhymes. Nikki, you need to turn your phone flashlight on, shine it on the floor, and your pearl will shine back if it did not fall into the dimension. Thank you, Allie. Oh my god, that's gonna make my life so much easier, because I was just gonna touch like touch the ground. I lost my pearl at the beginning of this, Lizzie, and I knew it was gonna happen. But I'm so happy it happened here, because I saw it in my head while I was doing dishes. Like, I was like, I should take this ring off, because what if my pearl pops off and goes down the drain? And then it didn't, thank God, but then it fell off here, so I knew it was gonna happen, I guess. Also, I feel like lately my lips look really nice, and these are even, like, I don't even have any chapstick on, but they will look even fuller when I have chapstick on. And I feel like in the thumbnail I used, I feel like my lips look really nice in that thumbnail. And I've just been, you know, trying to appreciate my natural features. And also I've been using frownies. If you're wondering, if you're thinking, wow, Dutch, your forehead is looking, younger. It's because I've been using frownies every once in a while. I used them consistently for like a month, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sucked because for me, I have really freaking sensitive skin, like really sensitive skin. And so it made me itchy, even though they're hyperallergenic. Most people are fine with them, not me, because I'm super sensitive skin. So they're itchy. They itch me and they poke me because they're paper and they have kind of pointy ends. I think that's why I have this pimple right now, because I just used the frowny. But they poke me and they're hard. Like they harden like paper mache. But it's so much, I feel so much better about it than having get like Botox or something. So I feel like it's made a difference in my lines, and if I wanted to wear them more, I could see even more of a difference. But it also helped with my migraines because my face, this is gonna sound, I don't know how it's gonna sound, but my face was stuck like this. Like my baseline was stress wrinkle face. So like from stress, and it starts here, like it starts in the back of my head. Like when I get migraines and headaches, they start here, they travel into my ears. It's very connected to my jaw, my neck, all of this, like from here up. But it starts here, it goes over the head, over the eyes, like this, sometimes here. Sometimes I would get really bad twitching and pain, like literally right where this wrinkle is, because my baseline is like clench back of my head, clench forehead, clench jaw. And so, yeah, the frownies worked really well for me because it forced me to relax this, which forced the rest of my head to relax, including my jaw and my ears. So even though I wish it wasn't itchy, because I would sleep so well if it wasn't itchy and I could just like wear it and relax my whole head, it would be so wonderful to wear. And it doesn't have to be pokey. I could fix it in a way that makes it not pokey. But that's my honest review, my honest thoughts and review. You have been even more vibrant lately. Thank you. Thank you. Something sparkly on my nails. Oh, pink glitter jelly nails. Yeah, let's do that. That kind of stuff happens to me all the time. I always know when jewelry is going to break or get lost. Yeah, I never trust my intuition like I should. Yeah, this is a lesson for me. But you know what? The pearl fell off here, and we'll be good with that. And I'll just find it in my fluffy carpet. It's this carpet. It's very fluffy. So it should have gotten caught, which is great. It's best case scenario. And then I'll just have to go to the jeweler, I guess. I guess that's my timeline. The timeline where I have to go to the jeweler and I have to have it fixed. And should get a lot of my jewelry cleaned anyway. But alright guys, I'm going to get going. Thanks so much for joining me. If this was your first live, thanks. I'm happy you made it. And I hope you liked it. And yeah, just please leave your thoughts and comments below. And I look forward to working with all of you who are going to work with me on my manifestation and meditation and journaling and everything for the new year. Bye. It resonated so well. Good. I'm glad. And I'm going to be responding to a lot more of the comments. Like I said, I've read a lot of them, but I want to respond to them. I like responding to them. So I forgot kind of how much I liked it. And because if I'm being honest, interaction has been down. Like I feel like compared to when I first started YouTube, it was like everyone fucking commented and I would comment back. And then it got a little crazy and I couldn't answer all the comments, but I still was like involved. I was still like try to like everything and stuff. And then it's like, I think YouTube just changed. Like, the platform got really censory and they took away the dislike button. So that was like another weird shift of, like, I think subscribers feeling unseen. And then I do it all the time to creators I love. I just watch. I like quietly spectate without any interaction, and YouTube used to not be like that. YouTube used to be very interactive. So I'm trying to get back to that because that is what I like. That is what I prefer from the platform. So I'm trying to I'm trying to get back to that, and I've been trying to dip into like nostalgic periods of my internet usage that have qualities I can bring into the now. So like how I redid my website and tried to make it look like as MySpace Tumblr-y. I wasn't on Tumblr, but I was on MySpace, and my MySpace was very Tumblr-y. But I'm trying to like make it look like that, because like that's what I like, and like that like it like elicits this like joy out of me. And there's so much of the internet to me personally in 2023 going into 2024 that elicits that triggers me or elicits negative emotions out of me post 2020. And I think the internet for a while was going downhill before that, but there was still so much positivity on it. And now it's like I'm just trying to pull from different things. Like, I was really trying to think about what I enjoyed about the internet and pull it into my current timeline and reality, and to create this bubble, because my channel is like a bubble. But I felt like my bubble has been under attack, like through whether it was reporting or censorship or whatever, the algorithm, the bots, whatever it is. I've just felt like I created this bubble, and the bubble has been constantly like under attack. And I'm trying to get back to the safety of the bubble in the best way that I can, while flying enough under the radar to not trigger these certain like attacks on the bubble, if that makes sense. And I'm also like speaking in code. So yeah, 11/11, love it. Good night. Thanks for coming. Okay, you probably know this, but your hair is gorgeous. I love you. I hope you had a good Christmas. Thank you. I love you too. And thank you so much. I love my hair, and I appreciate you saying that. So thank you. And I did have a good Christmas, but I got fucking triggered. I'll probably talk about it on Patreon. Talk about all that shit on Patreon. And how we can move through it, because I had to figure out how to move through it. So yeah, but on that note, Happy New Year, Divinity fam. Happy New Year, Nikki. So much love for you all. Abundance and blessings in 2024. Woo! Let's leave it on that note. Let me say a little prayer. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for tuning in with me live. Thanks for tuning in with me after in the future. I just pray that everybody has a really good day tomorrow, the next day from whenever they watch this, that they're able to be productive or relax or just at peace, whatever they need to make them feel peace and happiness and joy. I just want everybody to have a good day tomorrow. And then let that good day lead into another good day, and another good day, and another good day, and another good day. So we can just keep having good days into the new year. And include me in that too, please. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and best of intentions. Amora, Ashe Namaste, by the power of three, so mote it be, always works, always a blessing. Alright. Oops, it was frozen. Okay, alright, I love you. Bye-bye. See you guys later.